Good afternoon, my Monday afternoon friends. It's Mary Lee Nunley in front of the window at the Stroke Camp office with United Stroke Alliance, where we're about the prevention, awareness, and recovery from stroke. With our many programs being stroke camps, strikeout stroke awareness, we do our youth education on stroke, and lots of other things, but it's all about stroke and understanding the stroke patient, the caregivers. These Facebook Lives are meant to be a little bit entertaining and informational. And then also we have our monthly Zoom support meeting, and it's coming up the third Tuesday in July, and I neglected, let's see, 4th, 5th, so 14th, 19th. The 5th is on a Tuesday, and 14 days from that is the 19th of July. And if you're not getting our invitation, you can email me at info@strokecamp.org. And for those of you that might have emailed me and not heard back right away, my email's up and running again. We had to migrate from one provider to another, and it's been a journey. We don't have our July schedule published yet, but we will be here every Monday. And probably one additional day that we haven't got on the calendar yet. So Kelly will be here with some crafts, and we're going to talk a little bit about United Stroke Alliance and our Stronger Than a Stroke program. So we've got lots of things planned, and we'll have that schedule out later this week. So today I'm happy to have with me, hi Polly, today I'm happy to have with me 3 students from OSF Saint Francis Hospital Healthcare. They have a lot of names over there, you know. And they're gonna they do Tai Chi and some Qigong from a chair and from standing. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and as soon as I find where the camera is, and take it away. There it is. I'll let them introduce themselves, and then we'll get going.
All right, take it away.
My name's Katie, and I'm a 3rd-year physical therapy student from Indiana State University in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Terre Haute.
Terre Haute. Paradise.
All right, I'm Callan. I'm also a 3rd-year OT student, not PT student at...
And OT stands for?
Occupational therapy. Different from physical therapy, but work closely together. And I'm in school in St. Louis at Washington University.
I'm Melissa. I'm also another OT student, occupational therapy student, and I go to school in Omaha, Nebraska at Creighton University.
Mm-hmm. So like Mary Lee said, we're gonna run you through some Qigong exercises, and first we'll tell you a little bit about the background of that. Good. So Qigong was developed as part of traditional Chinese medicine. It's similar to Tai Chi, but Tai Chi is more martial art focused, and Qigong is more focused on health promotion. So if you break that down, Qi means energy, and Gong means work or skill. So Qigong means to work with and develop skill with energy.
Nice.
Yeah, so there you go.
Alrighty, so Qigong kind of involves more of integration of physical postures and focusing on your breathing. You want to take nice deep breaths, and also kind of your attention to where your center and where your body's moving. And then, so with these movements, they're very much like a gentle flow, and they can be formed while standing, seated, or you can do more of a meditation with these movements, and then also some self-massage.
Just a little bit about Qigong and how it can help with post-stroke. It helps to improve balance and helps with limb function, mental distress, and quality of life. It promotes mind and body equilibrium and stabilizes the activity of the parasympathetic and sympathetic systems. I won't break that all down, but those kind of control blood pressure, heart rate, all that kind of stuff.
That was my question. You just answered it. I was going to say layman's terms, please.
I know, I was getting there. And then the purpose of Qigong sessions are to help calm your breathing and to relax your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your knees, and your ankles. And anxiety can be one symptom that someone might someone might have after having a stroke, and this can help relax the mind and try to ease the anxiety. This can be done in group sessions or individually. And if someone is overwhelmed and anxious, this is a good thing to do at home to kind of help relax the mind. And just some other things, Qigong can help with balance and help with decreasing fall risk as well in patients.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have some movements to show. At the end of this video, there will be a link to a YouTube video posted in the comments, and that is just a YouTube video for beginner movements of Qigong that you can do at home or as a group. It doesn't matter, however you like to perform them.
Alrighty, let's get started.
Yeah.
And one thing, we're not experts.
I
so
didn't
bear
bring
with
my
us.
harp to play harp music.
Oh.
Shame on me.
I
I
know.
mentioned that too.
Yeah, I know we did talk about that.
Feel free to put on some nice rainfall music in the background at home if you want,
Ooh, yeah.
to add a little bit of some nice soft
Yeah.
music in the background. But just going to review some few basic principles about Qigong. We want to take nice deep breaths, or diaphragmatic breathing is what some people call it. So take a deep breath in through your nose and then out through your mouth. So we want to coordinate our breathing with our movements, so kind of one breath, in or out as we extend through and then back. So kind of focus on our breathing and also focus on our center when we are doing our movements, and then have fun and relax. Alrighty. We're going to get started.
So Alyssa's going to be showing the variation of it seated, and then Callan and I are going to be standing and showing you those variations as well.
Okay.
No, I'm good. Yeah. Alrighty. So we're going to do a nice little warm up. So just try to relax your shoulders and start to kind of bounce your hands, relax your hands, kind of let our arms flop. Then those standing, if you want to add a little knee bend, a little bounce to those knees. Taking some deep breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth, relaxing our body. Kind of move your head if you want. Just really kind of getting ready.
I had an afternoon coffee, so
No,
it's hard to relax.
Yeah. All right, next, what I want us to do is we're going to twist side to side so that our hands are just nice and relaxed, coming across our body and across our back. If you're seated, it's a little more challenging if you have, arm rests, but you can make it work with some arm rests.
So your arms are dangling?
Yep.
Just a dangle. Okay.
Arms dangling, kind of going side to side, relaxing those shoulders,
Oh, sorry.
twisting. Alrighty. And go ahead, come back to center. Let's see. So for our first movement, it's called Embrace the Moon. So we're going to have our hands like we're holding on to the moon in our center. And with this, we're just going to press out and float out to the side and then back in. Take a nice deep breath out or in as we're going through the movements, nice and slow. Think about what our body's doing, where our center's at. And if you're standing, you can also kind of add a little weight shift to it with our arms as they come out. If you want to lean to one side and then recenter with our moon, lean to the other side, then recenter. Let's do one more each side. Going out. Think about these movements are nice and fluid. Alrighty. And relax. Yes.
Oh dear. The noise you hear is the construction next door.
Okay. So the next movement is called the Tai Chi First movement. I know we went over that this isn't necessarily Tai Chi, but sometimes they incorporate a little bit of both. So this one, you're going to start with your hands out in front of you. You're going to bring them in. And then for those standing, you're going to squat down just a little bit and bring your arms down. And then you come back up. Bring them back in. And squat down. Remembering your breathing while you're doing this movement.
Is there a particular where you should do your in breath and out, or just keep breathing?
Whatever's comfortable for you.
Okay.
There might be a specific, but as Alyssa prefaced this by is, we're not experts, so.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's helpful to like breathe out as you're pushing, if you want to think of that. That can always kind of
Okay, so I have a question here. I'm gonna just, you keep on moving. It says, do you have any recommendations for those folks that are confined to a chair with only one-sided movement? Should they just adapt by doing just what they can with one side? What would you say?
Yeah, I would just, you want to always stay moving, so I would, adapt with moving that one side, and then the motion, so embrace the moon, you would reach out with that side, and then you can bring it in, and we kind of switched between what hand's on top, but you can do the same thing, so you can bring it down, and then you can reach back out and bring it up on top.
Okay.
And also a main goal of Qigong is focusing on that breathing and meditative aspect of it. So
You still get all those benefits.
yeah, despite what your physical body can do, try to center yourself, focus your movements to the best.
Okay,
Just to
thank
get
you.
that.
Thank you.
On to the next one.
All right. This next one is called Gathering. So we're gonna, if you're standing, you can take a step out and kind of gather this air in front of you and bring it in. And if you're seated, you can still try to do a step. And gather and in. Gather and in. I like to think I'm bringing this air towards me. And in. A couple more.
And you're alternating legs. Got it.
Yep. And if you're standing and balance is an issue, feel free to just focus on those arms or hold on to a chair and do it. You can always adapt.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. On to the next one with a fun name. It's called Parting the Horse's Mane. So, this one's a little tricky, but we're going to have our hands kind of like we do with our moon. So one on top, one on bottom. And then those that are standing can kind of take a step towards the side that your hand is on the bottom for. If that makes sense. We're going to
Your bottom hand.
Your bottom hand. Yep. Step towards that bottom hand. And then you're going to kind of gently reach out. And then you can step together. And then now our bottom hand's on the opposite side. So we're stepping out, dragging the back of our hand out. And then together. Always switching which one's on the bottom. Nice fluid movement. We try to reach our hands out. How's it going?
Even if you mess up, just keep going.
Yeah.
You should have seen us practicing these moves the other day.
That would have been a TikTok. Right?
Oh,
Should have been.
Do one more each side. Really dragging it out. Switching our hands.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So that was Parting the Horse's Mane.
All right, the next one is called pitching. So, if you're standing, well, I guess you can weight shift in both of these, in your chair or if you're standing. So you're going to start with your hands like this, palms up, and you're going to just shift to one side, and then come back to center, and then you can switch to the other side. And once you've practiced it, you can kind of make it one fluid motion. Making sure focusing on that breathing while you're doing this.
I don't hear y'all breathing.
I'm over here breathing with you.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more each side. All right, and that one was called pitching.
Okay. Yes.
The next one is called polishing the tabletop. So if you want to grab a rag and grab some spray, you can multitask here. So this one, you can do it in multiple different ways. You can kind of do it where both hands are kind of going back and forth like this at the same time. Or you can step out and wipe with one hand, kind of like wax on, wax off kind of thing. So you can reach forward. And as Callan said, if balance is an issue, you can grab a chair and reach with that one arm forward, and you can do the same side multiple times. Or without the step, you can just reach forward. Or like I said, both hands at the same time. But like I said, you might as well clean your tables while you're doing this one.
Who knew when we're cleaning up after dinner we're doing Qigong?
Qigong, see?
Just focus that in.
Yeah, focus the breathing.
And clean those crumbs.
I'm popping.
I know.
All right, so that one was polishing the tabletop.
All right, the next one is punching, but we're not doing fast punches, we're doing slow, controlled punches. So kind of like, slow motion punches. So you can just do an arm out and in, arm out and in. And if you want to make it more challenging, add a step and in. Punch and in.
So if someone had partial use of one limb but not full use, they could just modify with whatever motion they have in that limb.
Absolutely.
If they have none, then that's the way it is. But if they have a little bit of movement, whatever they can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even with the tabletop one, you can go up to a tabletop and do it too. So even if that helps, keep the arm up there, that's something they can do.
Okay, good thought.
Yeah.
Alrighty. On to the next one.
Oh, it's me again.
She's so excited.
Yeah.
All right. This one, imagine you have your ball. Not the moon, the ball. It's a little different. So we have our ball. So picture that ball. And it's rolling the ball. So you start with it right here. Maybe you just have one arm and you're holding this imaginary ball, and you can bring it side to side. Just pretend you're rolling that ball side to side. If you want to hold on to a ball, no one says you can't. Try not to drop the ball. No dropping the ball. Do a couple more of these. You just want to use one arm. And that's rolling the ball.
Alrighty. Our next one is Rooster stands on one leg. So with this one, our arm comes up and then we drive that same knee up. And then
If you want to hold on to a chair.
Yeah, hold on to a chair to bring it up and then switch. Think about driving that hand up and that knee and switch. Bring it up. In some videos, it kind of shows them kind of taking a step backwards with this to keep it fluid. Or you can hold on, stay in place. Focusing on our breathing. Let's do one more each side.
And the same thing with this. If they have a little movement in their leg, use whatever
Yep.
movement you
Yes.
have.
Yep.
But it's better, even if it's a little bit of movement, it's still movement.
Absolutely. You can think about even just kind of trying to use those little muscles. might not even come off the ground, but think about, we're trying to contract those muscles in that leg. That can also work too.
And then chair on both sides too if you don't feel comfortable, bringing this up at the same time because it's kind of difficult.
It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
So if you need a chair, feel free to grab one and put them on both sides, and then you can alternate or do the same side and switch sides.
Nice.
Awesome.
Is it stepping?
I think it is.
It is.
All right, so this next one's called stepping. So what you're going to do is you're going to reach out with your foot, and then you're going to rock back and let your toes come off the ground. So forward and backwards. One way to make this easier, smaller base, don't take such a wide step, so smaller, and you can still rock back and forth.
Are you lifting your heel up or you're
I
not?
am, but I don't have great range, so maybe that's why. You can do whatever's comfortable for you.
So if your heel comes up a little bit, not a
It's
big
okay.
deal. Okay.
It's not the end of the world for that. The heel comes off the ground. And then we can switch feet. So left foot out in front. And this one might be easier to do the same side a couple times and then switch.
Okay.
A little swaying motion.
We're all in unison.
It just chops your heads off. It's waist down right
That's
now.
it.
Okay.
All right. And that one's called stepping.
Oh, I like this one. Stroking. Or stroking things. Well, and it has a little wordplay there. So this one, I don't know what we're stroking, but we're
The
using
horse
our...
is mainly parted. That's what we're stroking.
Back to the horse.
Yes.
I like it.
So make sure you're standing nice and tall. If you want to hold on to something, you can. Kind of the same adaptations as the other moves, but you're gonna bring your arms up and then do a little bend like you're stroking something. Nice and slow. Maybe you don't bend and you just do the arms.
If you're seated, you can kind of think of, if you want to kind of contract at your core to kind of bend down if you want to, or just use your arms.
I like how all these movements are easy to adapt. So many times exercise programs are a deterrent for our population of people who really want to be active and they want to be the best they can be. But, what they're showing them is not possible. So this is great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Our next one is supporting heaven like a pillar. Another fun little name for it. So, a nice stance. And those that are standing can kind of bend their knees. And then we're going to press our hands up into the ceiling and then bring it on out like we're wiping the sides of the wall. So then kind of bend. Take a deep breath in as we go up. If you want to breathe out as we're pressing out to the side. Trying to support heaven like a pillar, I think that's what it was called. I got that one right. Yes. And again, for our arms, just do what you can. Even if it's up, not that high, that's all right.
Or just move your head if you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get that gaze going up and down.
Let's do one more. Awesome.
All right. The next one's called swimming. So this one, I don't know what kind of stroke it's like. It's not this one. I think that's what is that one? Freestyle? Sure. Breaststroke maybe, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll start just in the middle and you're gonna bring your arms out. and then come back in. So you can think of like breathing out when you're pushing the water back. So with this one, for more balance, you can stay more upright. And then to challenge your balance, you can reach out more and then pull it back.
Standing up straight when you're okay.
Yep. Standing up straight when you come back. So reaching out and standing back up straight. Let's do one more.
Okay. And we have one more for you called Turning the Wheel. So it's a little bit of a wheel motion.
I need choo-choo train music for this
one.
Yeah.
So you can angle your body to the side, and with your arms you'll just make a circle motion, nice and slow. And then you can add a little bend of your knee to the direction you're going. So I'm going to my right, but maybe you're going to your left. And just nice and slow. Or you can keep it forward and just go like this. And try to control that energy in the wheel. Do a couple more. Make these last ones count. One more. Good. So, I'm going to wrap it up for us, Katie.
Sure. So that's all the moves we have today. Feel free to go back and rewatch the video and perform these moves, or check out the YouTube video that'll be in the comments.
Tomorrow. Or later tonight or tomorrow, whenever you send it to me.
Sometime later.
For sure.
But thank you for watching and keep moving.
Yeah, that's most important.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And we'll be on with what's coming up in July very soon.